Karuna needs a tractor so we can control the spread of nettles, blackthorns, brambles, all those really invasive plants. The land needs to be maintained. We need to maintain the open rides and the meadows in an accessible way. We need to be able to maintain the unique permaculture design of the project. If we're not going to do any of that, the whole site is just going to turn into a jungle.
We're struggling at Karuna as there are so many important jobs to do and so little time.
Yeah, to clear so many nettles is virtually impossible as they're spreading and growing faster than it's possible to clear them.
So I've been at Karuna here as a volunteer for a week, and I've had the experience of getting to scythe on the land, but as you can see it needs a lot of work, and the reality is this is an 18-acre farm, and for a small family to scythe the entire property is impossible. So I think it would be very much help to have some heavy machinery or a tractor, as all the farms around here do, to be able to maintain this land. And it needs a lot of work. So.
You've been really busy today, cutting all the grass here at Karuna. Can you just explain a bit about what you've been doing and why you're involved in cutting the grass today?
Right. I've been associated with Karuna for 6-7 years now, and I've been coming the last few years to top the grass with my little tractor and grass topper. I live about 8 miles away. It's actually taking me 45 minutes to get here, and it's quite hard work just coming once a year. Some of the coarser grasses are getting too well established, which means it's really hard work to cut it. Really, we need it cut more often, more frequently. The main rides, if they were cut and kept short, there would be various benefits for wildlife amongst other things.
Okay.
But I believe this is designed to be a camping area, and obviously this immediate area would need to be cut short all the time. Basically, this is a fantastic nature reserve, and there are an increasing number of different habitats. But there is a problem if we've only got long grass most of the year. The short grass area, if it's kept perpetually short, birds like blackbirds are able to get worms, but they won't be able to do that in the long grass. So that'd be one advantage of that if some of these areas, such as we can just see here, were always quite short. And then other areas could be cut just perhaps 2 or 3 times a year. But then some areas could be left till the wildflowers have seeded, and that will increase the amount of wildflowers in the grassland. So we need to do that. There's a footpath across, and so that would be good if that's regularly
The public can get
mowed.
through
Yes,
much
for
more
that
easily,
access.
can't they?
Also, the grass this length, I noticed you and your partner were actually taking advantage of the fact that I just cut it to actually walk round the site.
Yeah.
And if it hadn't been cut, it had taken you a lot
very
longer,
wet
and you'd have
legs,
been
yeah.
absolutely soaking this morning.
Yeah.
So that's basically access for visitors and so on was much better with the main rides. accessible throughout the year.
And with the regularity of the cuts needed, is it
Yes.
something you think, you know, to have a tractor on site would
Oh,
be
it'd be
essential?
fantastic. It would make a tremendous difference to the site, the biodiversity, access for the public and all sorts. I think it'd be a really good idea. Yeah.
Fantastic. That's
Yeah.
great. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, pleasure.
And when the grass is long and wet, our volunteers' shoes and clothes can easily be saturated. We don't normally have lots of spare clothes with us, so once they are wet, it's really hard to get them dry.
I've been volunteering at Karuna for a week now, and when I arrived the grass was up to here. Now that it has been cut, it is a lot easier to go back to the curb at dark in the night.
So I'm stood here on the boundary of Karuna. On this side I've got the original boundary hedge, and on this side is a forest planted 9 years ago, a small island of trees, and what you'll see is blackthorn, which sits in this hedge, has spread itself over to here. The only reason that this area is clear is because Karuna's managed once a year to cut it. Without a tractor, this would exploit its natural habitat and take over.
Since we drove around through the rides, which are the paths that go through the different areas of forest across the property, it becomes apparent really quickly that this place it's like a living work of art. It's a sculpture, and it exists in the balance between what nature is doing and the intervention of the people who live on the land. So, and there is a need for that kind of constant upkeep in order for the place, for the art to be manifest, because if it's not maintained, the nature will, just kind of take over, which is great, but that's, you can't get the most out of this place in that way. It's about the working together and the harmony of people and the landscape.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
And everybody needs a tractor. I'm not thick and I'm not dumb, but I can drive a tractor.